I ain't late. Stay rockin', I'm in it. Sit back and roll, hey. Smoking this shit too.
Alright everyone, JB here, and we are back with another Dragon Ball Legends video on the channel today. Now today I'm going to be talking about pretty much my predictions on the festival, which should be starting in a few weeks sometime next month. So, you know, I'm just going to throw out a few ideas out there, because right now I'm pretty sure everybody thinking it's GT because of all the GT buffs we're getting, but we're going to go ahead and get ready to dive into it and also talk about who could possibly also be getting their next Zenkai. Well, probably the next LF pretty much. But as always, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button if you enjoy the content, and always leave a like on the video. It's pretty much free and it helps me out. Now, first thing I want to talk about before we talk about you know, the Legends Festival and everything on my ideas, I want to talk about who possibly could be getting their next Zenkai as an LF, because I feel like these units, if they get a Zenkai and if they do their Zenkai pretty well, or at least well enough like this guy right here, it's going to change the balance of the game and the power creep in PvP as well. So my first option is that I want to just throw out there really quick. I want to look at Goku Black Rose, right? Now this guy, he's not really, because we have Ultra Vegito in the meta, right? So technically he's not really as relevant or good in the meta right now. But when this guy came out, he wasn't too bad. I feel like with his kit, there's a few things that they could have done to change it, you know, to make him a little bit better. But I feel like this guy, he isn't really in a dire need for a Zenkai. But if he gets a Zenkai, it will definitely help out, especially to the God Key buff. And also Future, because it's just, you know, Future is always getting buffed some way, somehow. And it really would help him out for God Key as well. Because God Key is starting to like just slowly die down because they don't have as many buffs as they do now. But the next person, there's only one, is one other person I want to look at, if I can find him. Let's see, I'm trying to think of, because I know it's Goku Black I'm looking at, and then he might not be on this. I might have the filter on, that's probably why. Let's see, yeah, so I have the filter on. But the next person I'm going to really look at real quick, and I'm pretty sure multiple people have already talked about it, is Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And I'm talking about the LF one, not the, I only had this guy at 2 stars, so it wouldn't really matter, because I don't have enough stars for him. But this guy really could use a Zenkai, because, I mean, he's still, I feel like if you have this guy, you got to have this guy 7-star plus even to be relevant. Because there's I mean, even if you do play with him in PvP, it's just, there's a lot of reds, dominant reds in, you know, the PvP system right now. And I feel like maybe if they give him a Zenkai where this guy pretty much just, I don't know, gets something like, they do something on his green card where they give him probably type neutral, give him the inflicted damage, maybe for a little bit more, maybe like 20-25 timer counts, which I don't really see happening, but they can give him that. You know, they can probably give him like type neutral for probably, I feel like a good number is 10 timer counts, 10-15 timer counts. You know, it would definitely help him out, because Cooler does lock in, you know, with his passive, and he does get the additional buff on Saiyans. Then we have Pan running around, which she, if you build her very offensively, she can be really good on damage, and she's very annoying. So it's like, you know, he could use that Zenkai. You know, I feel like he really could use that, because I really feel like GT, because GT is getting buffs. You know, and we're going to get ready to talk about the festival as well. But if that guy gets a Zenkai buff, right, that's a W, because we recently also just got another GT buff from the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And not Super Saiyan 3, but Super Saiyan 4, the full power Goku. But yeah, and the thing is, right now it's kind of leaning towards GT being the main units for the festival right now. And you know, Legends has surprised us in many ways. But the first person I want to talk about, you know, even though I just talked about this guy getting a Zenkai, I'm not talking about this specific unit, like this one right here. But maybe if they bring us another LF version of this Goku Black. So say for example we don't get a Zenkai for this guy. They can bring another LF version of him. Now I feel like I would be okay if they bring a transforming version of him. Cause we already have the green Goku Black in the game, or Rose Goku Black. But I feel like if they could probably bring them as a LF unit, right? Of him transforming. Or maybe we do have this is the only tag unit in the game. Or maybe they bring, you know, Zamasu and Goku Black as a tag unit, but as the LF unit. And you know how that works with the different color variations for each one of the units when you tag. You know, they could bring them as well, because it would be a definite buff to God Key. And the thing is, God Key has not had a buff. The last buffs that I would say for God Key is probably this guy's Zenkai, and then also MUI Goku, who, let's see, God Key. I didn't pull him, even though I summoned on the banner. But the last buff to God Key was him and the Vegito. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the Vegito came, his Zenkai became, his Zenkai came after MUI Goku. Or I might be mistaken, I think it was before, but you know, everybody knows MUI Goku was pretty much the headliner for the for the anniversary. I'm sorry, I can't talk. But yeah, so that was about what, like 5 months ago, about 4 or 5 months ago, probably 6. So you know, it's been close to about half a year since we've gotten a buff in God Key. So that is something that I can see. Future, like I said, Future is always getting the buff, so they do give us that Goku Black. That is definitely another buff to Future, or maybe a tag with Zamasu and him as Rose. But another thing I want to look at, I've already talked about GT. GT is already one of the options that I've already put out there in one of my previous videos. But another person that I could think of maybe getting us like a festival is maybe a Tournament of Power tag unit of Goku and Frieza, or maybe Frieza and Android 17, because those were two hype moments when they were teaming up, him, especially Goku and Frieza, because we don't have, I think the last Tournament of Power buff we've gotten was probably I don't even know, to be honest. I would probably have to say it probably was Full Power Jiren. Had to be him, because let's see, is Jiren down? I don't think Jiren counts as a God Key. Yeah, so the last buff I think was Jiren, or this guy was also in the tournament. I'm pretty sure it was Tournament of Power. Yeah, so Universal Survival Saga. So it was this dude right here, Kaioken Goku, which he got dropped earlier this year. So almost a year, yeah, close to a year. So I'll probably say he got dropped earlier this year, around like about 7 months ago, 8 months ago. So we got about 3 months left, or 2.5 months left in the year. But him and Jiren was the last buffs to Tournament of Power. So to see maybe a tag unit with the Goku and Frieza, you know, and then maybe for their LF, it could be that final attack that they did with Goku going Super Saiyan, you know. Like, and the thing is, he wasn't actually going, he was going in and out of his Super Saiyan form, but right when they did the finishing blow, he turned fully Super Saiyan. So they can do that for maybe their LF, and then for the blue card, they can probably do the other where they basically they kicked Jiren. So they basically did like a move. They kicked Jiren. One of them was doing a Kamehameha, and then Frieza was doing his death ball or something. I don't know what that attack is called. But I'm pretty sure if they're a tag unit, they can do the attack together, or Legends, if they decide to do that, they can just have Goku doing a Kamehameha, because most of his attacks in the game are Kamehameha. So that's something else to look at real quick. I'm not gonna make this too long. You know, I want to talk about really quick the last thing. So pretty much we can guarantee that the festival is going to be a two-parter, but there is a chance that we get a third part to the festival. And the thing I want to look at real quick, I've been hearing a lot of talk, so we should probably be expecting a Ultra unit on the second part or maybe the third part. And this guy right here is the top of my list. This guy that is Zenkai, what, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago? I don't know the exact date, because I never pulled enough copies. I literally only have him at 6 stars. But this Gohan right here, everybody's talking about him getting the Ultra, which I feel like would be really cool, because this would be another buff to hybrids. We already got Beast Gohan, we got Pan, and you know, bringing in Ultra, this will revive hybrids by a lot. You know, and also movies as well, because you can run this guy in the leader slot and then probably run a movies team with him and Pan, with Beast Gohan and Pan. You know, and it's just like, I kind of look at it this way, because hybrids, you know, I always say that Future is always getting a buff, and that's always, Future is somehow getting a buff in any way. Now, they do bring Ultra. I feel like they can bring this guy, right? And then another thing to look at is, I would say they could probably maybe bring an Ultra Cell. They don't bring him. Well, we just did a free-to-play Cell, but it's not really gonna matter if they bring an Ultra Cell, because I feel like they do bring something like that. It would be very, very cool. I do feel like they could possibly make him a Transforming Cell or a Revival Cell, which we already have one in the game. And the last buff to like Cell as a character was his plat equipment, which was a couple months ago. So they could possibly do that. I'm not saying that's guaranteed, but they could possibly do that. And then there's a lot of other units we could look at too. Now, villain wise, I wouldn't say so too much, because we just had the powerful campaign, and it's just, you can never expect it, right? Because Legends literally threw Superhero before the festival, literally like a month before the festival. So we've already confirmed that Superhero is not for the festival. So it either has to be GT, got to be something related to Dog Key, maybe Rose, like I was saying, or maybe they bring a tournament power unit. We don't have that many units in the game. The last update, like I said, was Kaio Kenidoku and Jiren with his plat equip. So we're gonna hopefully one of our predictions are right. The festival it starts in a couple of weeks, whenever Black Friday is. And the thing is, don't let you guys know, you know, Gohan's banner ends in a day, so make sure you guys are not summoning on this banner. It ends in a day, so don't summon anymore, man. Just save up. We got a couple of weeks to save up, so just use that time to save up. PvP is about to reset, so everybody's gonna pretty much collect the rewards. So yeah, I'm gonna make a guide as well for the max amount of CC you can get in the game currently up until the festival. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that eventually. But as always, it's your boy JB. I'm out.